All right, so I wanted to walk you through the Bible study section of LifeJournal. We use something called the Ransom Bible Study Method. It was developed by Joe Thorne and Jimmy Fowler, and you can go search for Ransom Bible Study, Joe Thorne, Jimmy Fowler, and you'll find this document as well. We'll also include it in the membership portal if you'd like to view this, but highly recommend reading through this, and you can see real quickly basically what the Ransom Bible Study does is it goes through read, ask, note, summarize, obey, and meditate. So we highly recommend you read through this and get a full understanding of what this Bible study method goes through. It's very short. You can read it probably in 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most. But from there, if we go into Good Notes and go into our Life Journal, we're going to get out of our notes section. We're going to go to a Bible study section, so right here. So once again, if I had this bookmarked, I could go into my favorites, and you can see where I've got my Bible study ready to go and bookmarked. And right now I'm in navigation mode, so what I would want to do is actually switch to edit mode so that I could begin using my magnifying glass and going through this. So you'll see a quick prompt that explains, what each section is meant to do. And then go from there. But the idea is that you actually would each day go through this section. So you can write down the scripture, you can rewrite the scripture here, you can then ask the questions that you have on the scripture, and then from there, really writing down any notes or any themes that you see being presented in the scripture. And then the S is for summarize. So the idea here is that you would be able to summarize the scripture you read in a couple sentences or even just one sentence so that you're able to clearly communicate what you've learned and what you've read. Obey is going to be basically how does that apply to your life? How can you use that in today? How can you basically find obedience in that scripture? And then meditate is just going to be a place where you could actually come back throughout the day and write down different places you've seen that scripture come to life or how you've seen it play out throughout the day. So with that being said, highly recommend actually going back and reading through that PDF that we'll provide in the membership portal for the Ransom Bible Study Method. But that is the method that we use inside a Life Journal. And then once you're done with that study, you would uncheck the bookmark, move to your next, basically your next Bible study, and then you would bookmark that Bible study so that you're ready to go for the next morning. And then you can also easily, obviously, go back through here, go to thumbnails, and you could look through your previous Bible studies and access those. One thing that we haven't really talked a lot about in these videos is actually the ability to search. So, for example, let's say I get out of edit mode, and let's say I write down, let's just do Matthew 5:12. So let's say that's my scripture. I could actually later go in here and search Matthew. You can see it's already coming up, 5:12. It's going to think that's 8:12, but it knows what it is right there, and it pulls it directly up. So the search tool is great to be able to go back and actually look through and find different things that you want to search for once your journal starts to fill up. So anyway, hope you have a great day, and that is the Bible study section.